People need to reimagine what they're doing, and there are places to pivot. It takes some creativity. Creative people will win in the future economy. I do see a significant opportunity for building a moat. I'm thinking about, it was a French company, and they built a lot of horse leather goods. Horses were pulling carriages and things like that. And the one partner, he basically goes like, man, we're screwed. Automobiles are coming out. Our business is done because we make horse saddles and they don't need that anymore. And his other brother's like, that's fine. Like, we'll pivot, we'll shift. Let's make high-end luxury luggage. We can take the leather goods that we're already making and we'll just make luggage. And he's like, no, we're screwed. He had like this really negative, pessimistic view, and the other brother didn't. And the other brother ended up going in that direction, and it worked out really well for him. So there's going to be lots of opportunities. People just need to reimagine what they're doing.
I completely agree. This reminds me of an article about raising a child, because business, in a lot of sense, is raising it. Like, there's a lot of time and attention. I call it blood, sweat, and tears put into a business. Yeah. You might be spending your entire day and basically just sleeping, for 6 hours and rinse and repeat for 7 days a week. Or maybe you're in the phase where you're like, hey, they're grown up and gone to college. I can go and do what I want. I can go on my vacation. And I'm seeing business owners on both sides of both sides of that spectrum. But the article talked about three major things in raising a child. And I'm seeing the same traits in founders that are succeeding right now too. And I'm going to talk to those. One is curiosity, and it plays to the example that you just had. It's like, hey, I'm not going to be pessimistic. I'm going to be curious of like what we can do. How is this going to change things? And that actually turned out to being, okay, we're now a luggage carrier. Yeah. Maybe some of those leather companies became, maybe they did leather for the seats in those cars. Yeah, and they had premium leather. We're still seeing premium leather in cars, like Ferrari, for instance. The second one is resiliency. When things don't go your way, don't just fold up shop and say goodbye. Those are the people that actually stand to lose the most. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Right. Yeah, like missing sucks. Don't get me wrong. I don't like missing either. If you don't ever take your shot, you're going to miss 100% of the time.
The third thing is staying flexible. So being flexible, there's a difference between inflexible and flexible. Inflexible is where you're like, I'm not going to make any changes. I found the new information, okay? I was curious enough to find the information. I was resilient enough to continue the things that I'm doing, but I'm not going to be flexible. I'm going to be immovable. I'm an immovable object.
Right. This is what I want. I'm not backing away from it. And I've seen so many people walk away from really significant deals or real significant places of advantage that they could have been, but they were just, they were too inflexible about what they wanted. They wouldn't accommodate new ideas or a different approach.
I do think that's important. My pushback would be is that there's a fine line between saying I'm going to be inflexible or I know what I want. But I would also say one thing is that if you already have the vision of what you should be doing and you just go with whatever anyone else says, you're never going to get the chance to be people like Steve Jobs or any other innovator that you're seeing either of our time or past time. Yeah, you're never going to really be able to truly be innovative. So it is very important to be flexible, but also there are things that you should be not as flexible on.